did we learn, if anything, as a company from this program?
Yeah, let me start. I will say the biggest thing we learned was that when a team gets together and collectively comes up with a game plan, you're going to be successful. I think we already knew that, but to see not only were we successful, I think all of us feel the same way, that we're all about solutions. So when we see something and it may make us a better company, we're going to incorporate that, not be like, oh no, we're doing everything right. I feel the program that Tufts and us jointly did is going to help us when we onboard our young associates. I think as we're growing now, this past turn, we had about 4 or 5 new associates come on. This program is now, which we are going to do, we're starting a new associate kind of group amongst all our dentists because they have different needs than someone who's been doing dentistry for 25, 30 years. So what this program did is allow us to say, how can we have an orientation program or an onboarding so our young associates get the same feeling that these IS students had over a course of a week? I think it's allowed us to, how can we be a better company, and seeing some of the challenges we had when you're onboarding 4 or 5 new dentists and actually getting there, and expectations, and how to, we're assuming that everyone understands how to treat staff and patients, but that's not necessarily the case. So what we want to do is now take what we learned and the positive experience we had and incorporate it into our own company. So the next, associates that are coming in will have a full-blown orientation session, and we'll go through the same things that we talked about to these IS students. It's not like it's different for international students or American students. Is just what we think. So for me, it was an opportunity to say, what can I do better? Like I say to everyone else, like, what can I do better? Not what can you do better, or what can you do for me? What can I do for you? And so I'm looking at it like, what can we do for our young associates to make their experience better? They learn more. They feel like they always have a mentor. And so for us to look at it like, by doing that, it just reinforced how, when you do it right, how a great experience it has. So we're just going to incorporate that more in our own practice. So, for that, I thank this group, because it did make it easier for Nick and I to talk about dentistry and dentistry stuff, and then pass them on to Jen, Talita, Lori, Driani. I know Melba was up at the front helping out, Nancy, Kim, Vanessa, and that group, to be able to pass it off to other team members and say, man, we should kind of do this for our group, instead of, just the IS students. So that was probably the biggest thing I learned, and that we're going to start implementing is an orientation and onboarding program that's a little more structured for our young associates.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is something that I learned or just reaffirmed, but we are a good group. I was very impressed with how organized, the program was. I think it's, we always think we do a good job. We try and think about things and sort of all the permutations of what can happen, but just, understanding what went on at some of the other offices that not any DP, and what went on in our offices. I think it was a good feeling that, hey, we got this, and we relied on each other. We, like you said, it's like we were a track team, and one person handed the baton to the next person, that one handed it to the next person, and it just, it worked. And I think that's, I think it was a great success, and I know it was because we are a cohesive group. We're very thoughtful. We're very insightful. And I think that was good. I mean, I always thought we had a great group, but I mean, now again, it's somebody else knows we have a great group. And I think that's, just from the students going back to Tufts and saying, these guys are great. I feel proud. I mean, that's phenomenal. And next year it's, we might, instead of having 8 students, we might have, 30 students. But again, it's just a great feeling to be part of such a great group. So thank you.